On this episode of The Auto Archaeologist, we're in an actual old barn looking at a 1970 Shelby GT500 that hasn't been in this barn forever, but it's been around. This right here is a 1970 Shelby GT500. This is a real 70 GT500. You guys are fine. You guys can talk. I'm just doing the history. This car has been with the same owner since 1974 when he bought it out of South Beloit, Rockford area. In 1969, they had so many carryover Shelby Mustangs that they had to re-VIN them in 70. So they're actually like 69 cars, but left over in 70. The owner found this car and purchased it and drove it up until the 90s. He put quarters on it and fixed it up and ran it. It's the original engine, original transmission. It's got a roll cage. You can see it's full of parts. You see it also has a little bit of Bondo. But this thing, okay, and also the original rims, you can see it has the right style of rim, just newer tires, because the original rims are right here in the corner. These are the wheels off the car. The tires aren't the newer, whatever, 80s, 90s Firestones, but they've been off on the car so long, they've split, except for this one. This one is an original correct tire for this car. And it hasn't been in this barn for very long. Actually, I shouldn't say that. This was stored in this car about 40 years ago. Unfortunately, a raccoon got in through this window. This little window was out and destroyed the interior. You can see. And from after that happened in this barn, he pulled it out and took it to his house. Now, I saw this car sitting in his driveway about 10, 15 years ago, and I did an article in Hot Rod Magazine on it called The Racoon Ravaged Shelby, and it was also in my first book. Well, after that, the owner he was so excited about the interest in the car that he took it to a friend who was going to start restoring it. That's why you can see the emblems are off, the scoops are off, the interior is all thrown in, and it sat in that garage where the friend was going to fix it for like 8 years. And unfortunately, the friend did not do that. And the owner he didn't own this barn, his friend did, but he bought it here not that long ago and got it out of the friend's place and brought it here. And so that's why there's new tires on it, because they wanted it to roll without any issue. The engine is in it. We're going to lift up the hood here in a minute with the help of my friends. And then here, I'll show you the interior real quick. It needs floors. It needs some odds and ends. But blue car, white interior. And I'll post more pictures of it when it was in the driveway and all that. And the article from Hot Rod. And then here they let me, I'll show you real quick, the trunk, because there's some cool stuff in here. There we go. Original air cleaner. Floors are actually pretty good. You can see original Ram air cleaner, a little banged up, but that's fixable. But yeah, next is we're gonna pop off the hood and take a look at that engine. This is the original engine.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Power booster and brake cylinder at home that I bought years ago.
That's neat. And these have tags, on the front core support, I think, up here on the side. Let me double check. Huh, okay, maybe not. I know I looked at a 70 Boss 429, and they had a tag right here that would show some information on it.
So when I think instead of putting the door skin on this door, because the bottom of the door was bad, I got another door, I put the door skin on another door, so I don't think
Gotcha.
I changed my ID tag, my VIN number.
Yeah, the
on
VIN. Probably not. Let's.
But that's the original one right there.
Yep. Let me see on the door real quick. You're right. Should be on here.
Well, I had a 68 500 KR convertible.
There's no VIN on the door here. But yeah, that is the original 428 for this 70 Shelby GT500. Ooh, power steering cooler. It's funny how expensive those things go nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, miniature radiator.
Yeah. Crazy. Back in 2012, I got a lead from a gentleman who was doing, I think, the mail or something, that he saw this 70 Shelby sitting in the driveway. Well, he just said it was a Shelby. So it was, ironically enough, on one of my trips, I drove right past it. Not on that exact road, but I was like 2 minutes off the route. So I did. I first investigated it. Nobody was home. So on my way home, I went past there again, and someone was home. And I'm like, hey, I see what you got. And I showed him some of my Hot Rod Magazine articles. I'm like, hey, I'm just interested in the history of the car. And he was more than happy to open up the door and let me fully go over it. This was before video, obviously. So I documented everything with my camera. Went through the trunk, popped over in the hood. The car was fairly complete. Like, it had been parked about 20 years before that in the driveway because of being ravaged by that raccoon. But it was complete. The engine, as you can see, was all there. The hood, everything was attached. It was, then I really, the way it worked out is about, I would write an article for Hot Rod and 3 months later it would get published. So here, 3 months later, the article came out on that car because I thought it would really work well with what was going on, and brought it to him and introduced him to the work. He was happy as could be. A few years later, I did write about it in my first book, and I also brought that to him. But this is where the car sat for another 4 years-ish, until the friend took it, and then we all know what happened there, body shop heck. And then they moved it over here back to the barn now that they own. They have already started cleaning it up. He said that before we were there, you couldn't really walk in the place, and they had all been cleaned up, all been so they could make it a usable space. And they had the stuff there to start filling in the holes and clean up and fix the roof. So this will be nice and dry for the Shelby for the near future. Hey, Automotive Adventurers. I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek at my friend's, I guess it was a chicken coop like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And now it's obviously a little dilapidated, but they did just buy the property. So my friend will be closing in that coop again. So that way it will be, not airtight, watertight, so the Shelby will be safe back in the barn where it had been sitting 30 years ago. And I just got back from Wisconsin. I was up there for a week. Sorry about no video last week. It really just, there's no internet up there, and I couldn't finish my originally planned video. And all through the week, I did adventures like every other day, basically, documenting stuff. This was actually one of the ones on the first day when I was up there, was the Shelby, because it worked out that I was looking at another cool car just down the road, and my friend who owns the Shelby, like, hey, yeah, come on over. And you can see where it used to sit. And that's what went on. It was really nice. One with my friends, Eric and Roger. They came out. My friend Steve was with me. So we all had a really nice afternoon looking at cool old cars and talking to cool people. I just got home, like I said, about an hour ago, and I haven't touched the green car or the blue car in a week. The blue car is still up on jack stand on the one side, because tomorrow I get my rear two tires replaced because I cut one leaving the Fox Lake Mopar show, which isn't their fault. But this coming weekend, if you're watching this on Monday or anytime after this, the weekend right after this video is the Belvedere Mopar happening. It's Saturday and Sunday at Boone County Fairgrounds in Belvedere, Illinois. I will be there both days. McCacken will be there both days. So we should be having a good time. What else is going on? Then the week after that, I think I'm free. Then the week after that is the Illinois Railway Museum train, car, truck show, which I'll be at as long as the weather holds out. And this week, I'm probably going to do a video on the green car because I'm doing the rear brakes on it this week. And I hope, if the weather turns out, to do the front accessories, like replace the water pump housing and all that. But we'll see how it all falls. Tomorrow, we're supposed to get a heat wave in for a few days, so it might be a little rough. Let me know how you guys are doing. I hope all is well. At the Belvedere Mopar Happening, we're having a memorial to Scott Sprakis, who passed away 2 weeks ago now, which sucks, but it'll be nice. It was actually funny, not funny, haha, but the Fox Lake Mopar show, on the show shirt, had Scott's pink 70 Charger on it. And so it was like a really nice little thing. But yeah, so lots of videos coming up, lots of cool stuff. I got the Shelby, obviously, this one. I have barns full of Fords and some other stuff. If you saw my social media, I got a Cougar Eliminator in the video, Torino convertibles, and some other cool stuff. Oh, the Ford retractable. That will be a lot of fun. I went back to my friend Todd's place and checked out his car collection, and stuff is for sale. I will be updating the website with all of his stuff that's available probably this week. And what else? Went saw the Dart, the Fords, the Chevys. I did see an AAR CUDA that's been sitting since... Hold on, there's a bug. I did go check out an AAR CUDA that had been sitting since the 70s, but it was just sitting on a lift. It wasn't... And the guy had taken it all apart, so it wasn't anything... It's special, but the engine's gone, transmission's gone, it's rusted, stripes are gone. But the guy says he's going to start restoring it, and he has. He's been working on it. So that's exciting. I hope to have an update on that probably next year, see how things are going, gain his trust a little bit more so I can actually share the video and all that. So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up. Let me know what you think. Of course, new videos every Monday, except for last Monday. I posted a picture, but you know what I mean. Of course, you can contact me through any of the socials below. Otherwise, everyone, stay safe.